This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Okay, now, what to do? Now, I think enough time has passed for this to no longer be a hot take. But I gotta say it, WrestleMania 40 was extremely overrated. Extremely overrated. And when I say this, I don't mean it was a bad show. It was not a bad show. But rest of all time, the greatest WrestleMania, that is bullshit. That is, oh my god.
Is that all right?
What's the fucking matter with you?
What is the fucking matter with you?
What are you, stupid or what?
I don't want to make this video a long video, I just want to get my points out straight. Now, one of the things that WrestleMania 40 had going for it was that it was the first WrestleMania without Vince McMahon's direct input ever, right? After 39 WrestleManias, Vince had no input in WrestleMania whatsoever. So everybody was banking on, oh my gosh, we gotta see what Triple H doing. And you know, this is the time. Vince is of the past and he ain't been doing shit for the last few years. So let me see what Triple H been doing, because Triple H been cooking. So let me see what kind of character to put on. You already know the gist of how the internet fans them is go. Nevertheless though, I gotta say this, right? And I know many people might disagree or agree with me on it, but it has to be said that the build for WrestleMania last year, it was great. It was a better build than the year before, right? But let me just put this out there one time, right? The build for last year and the hype and excitement for last year would never exist because without WrestleMania 39, right? And that leads me to my next point, right? Everybody is saying WrestleMania 40 is the greatest WrestleMania in the last decade. WrestleMania 40 this, WrestleMania 40 though. WrestleMania 39 was a better WrestleMania than WrestleMania 40, right? I said it. Fight me. And you can't fight me, because if you try and fight me, I will lash you in the side of your head. But no, honestly, all joking fun, WrestleMania 39 was better than 40. But you know what? I could play devil's advocate, and we can go over the two-night cards for WrestleMania 40, right? So let me see. We had Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. That was a match. It wasn't compared to the year before. The match that Rhea had the year before, in my opinion, that was a better match. The six-way ladder match, it had no story, but it didn't need any story. It was a fun match. However, the six-pack the year before was better. And I put on everything. That was a better match. After that, we had Rey and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. This match was stubbornness. This match was nonsense. I don't care what anybody say. The Usos match, I don't even gotta tell you all about though. Everybody knows that match was garbage. Sami Zayn versus Gunther was a regular match. It was decent. It wasn't nothing special. It was what it was. But you know. And then they got Bloodline versus Cody and Seth, which we already know the outcome of the match. It was an alright match. Night 2, we had the best match, in my opinion, across the entire weekend, which was Drew versus Seth Rollins. That was a banger. Then I had the Bobby Lashley and Street Profits match. That shit was ass. Styles versus LA Knight. Of course, you know AJ Styles and LA Knight could put in a good match. The IC triple threat was alright. It was cool. The best part, of course, when Randy Orton RKO I Show Speed. Bayley versus Io Sky. I dropped asleep during this match. And then the main event. You know, it was a fun spectacle. But as a match, no, that wasn't a match. That was a spectacle. That was a moment. WWE was trying to manufacture a moment. And in some regards, they did. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? It was a historical moment. But it was less of a match and more of an angle going on throughout the ring, right? And if any of y'all is them people that used to complain about, oh, the Attitude Era main events that used to be about 10 different running, and a man come in and the man gonna lash somebody in the head to dildo and yada, and y'all could defend this and call this one the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. I seriously can't trust anything that y'all said, bro. No joke. And that goes back to the original point I was trying to make, right? The hype behind this WrestleMania is what took it further. The hype behind the show and the anticipation to see Cody Rhodes get crowned as champion is what really carried the show, to be honest with y'all. And the fact that this was the first WrestleMania that Triple H himself was the boss over, the lord over. That's why everybody was really hyping about. Everybody wanted to see Roman Reigns drop the championship after 4 years. B, Cody Rhodes get crowned, and C, Triple H do a serviceable to a good or great job. So they were just pushing this to the moon. And again, wrestling is all about spectacle, but like, come on, bro. What we really talking about? I see people talking about this is top 5 WrestleManias of all time. Top 5? Top 5? Over what? What is it over? It definitely ain't over 17 and 19. That's what I can tell you for sure. Come on, bro. What are we doing? And I will stick by what I said earlier. WrestleMania 39 was a better show. You had better matches. For example, the IC Triple Threat was good. Six Pack was great. Well, the IC Triple Threat was also great. Rhea Ripley's match was better. Come on, bro. What are we really talking about, man? What are we really doing? I could go on and on. I just don't want to keep harping on the same point, because, you know, people already back up the minds already, and they go, so, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. Come on, bro. Come on. What we really talking about? Are we this starved and desperate for something good? Really? I know what's the saddest part about it. With Father One looming around the corner and shaping up to be a complete shit show, people will look back in hindsight at 40 and either elevate it higher and say, oh my gosh, this is definitely the greatest WrestleMania of all time, or they're gonna look back on it and realize, hey, this thing was actually shit. And I don't know which one is worse. I really don't know which one is worse. I think looking back on it as a shit show is worse, because that's when you can take the die-hard fan base and finally alienate them. But anyway, that's all I got, sir. I'm a little sick right now, so I really can't do anything. I just have to put out a video before Mania, though. You understand? So I can see y'all later, though. Peace.
Cock up in me bed, y'all. No, boss me shot, y'all. Come on. Backers.